Hi there, I'm an Ultimate Iron Man. Sort of. I've divided the Runescape map into 18 regions, all with their own custom-built task system. These tasks provide rewards to me, such as XP and supplies. Every week, I will randomly select one of these regions and I'll be locked to it for 9 hours. Once up, my inventory and ward equipment will be wiped. My bank will be operating on a store-only basis, which means I can never take items out of it. I have compiled a list of RuneScape bosses, and the goal of this series is to kill all of them at least once. With every boss killed for the first time, I'm awarded either the choice of an additional region every week, or the ability to carry over one inventory slot every single week. Lastly, all of this content will be streamed live at twitch.tv/MrFrogRS, so be sure to join in. If you need any more information, make sure you check out the description, or just leave a comment. Without further ado, I bring you Regional Rumble! So stupid. Let's do the first of the two spins. Spin the wheel. Okay, we have two spins, so not too bad. We'll go for the second one. Let's go ahead and spin it for number 2. Okay. This is going to be an interesting week. Well, I'll see you guys next week then. Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Regional Rumble. We have landed in the Kebos region, and our other alternative is Mauritania. We've not really been given the greatest selection here, but we are going to make do with what we've been given. At least it's not just Mauritania, I suppose. We do have some easy tasks that we will be able to knock out in the Kebos region. Just having a quick look at where we are right now. Yeah, this is pretty much what we've got. I think I can get hold of a pickaxe. We do have like ability to do some smithing up here. I don't know how useful that is. We are just about able to use this anvil. It is right on the edge of the area. I did intentionally do that so that smithing could be an opportunity. We've got the Xeric Shrine. That is one of the tasks. I need to use that. And then there's obviously loads of lizard men down here. Again, another task is to kill them. Can't utilize this, I don't think. I think I need the heavy rod from the barbarian place. I can't think of what it's called. Backstory Falls. But that would never be useful anyway, because if I had the rod, I'd just do it there. So, yeah, this is pretty much how we're looking. There's not much interesting stuff here. Just gonna have to make do with it. I wanted to put myself in the Kebos region so we can at least get the easy task done. I probably will end up going to Mauritania, as there's a little bit more to do there. The problem with Kebos is it's mostly centered around raids, and let's face it, I am not geared to do raids, so it's more of an endgame place, and we'll have to worry about it later on in the account. But anyway, let's go ahead, now that we've got this all sussed out, start ourselves the timer, and we'll figure out something to do. Alright, so we're in a bit of a pickle here, because I want to get down to this bit right around here. More specifically this hut here, because I believe there is a strawberry spawn in it. However, I have no food, and I've got to run past all the lizard men. So, this could be pretty dangerous. I'm probably just going to have to make a run for it. I don't really have any other alternative, other than just running and hoping that I don't take damage and get poisoned and eventually die. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if I do get poisoned, as long as I can make it to the food spawn, because then I can sustain with the strawberries until I'm, you know, healthy again. One of the massive downsides to me being in the Kebos region right now is that I don't actually have access to the farming guild. And I think I've just hit a dead end. I can't even go up there, can I? Oh, this gets even worse. So I don't have access to the farming guild, which means not only can I not buy baskets, but I also don't think I have the ability to note food. So that's going to be brutal. The only way for me to theoretically note the strawberries is to pick them up and then go to Mauritania to the leprechaun and then note them, which obviously is not worth it. Well, we got poisoned, so I'm going to put on rapid heal and hope for the best. But if I can lose a prayer point real quick, we can go ahead and use this altar, which is actually a task. So we'll be able to smash that out, and there we go. That is our first task of the Kebos region completed. Take it off. Right, unfortunately, we are currently poisoned, so I cannot stand around and talk about things because we need to get to the food, or I'm going to end up dying. Like I said before, I have no other option other than just running and hoping that I don't die in the meantime. I'm going to keep rapid heal on and hope that that does something, but I'm gradually losing health, and we can only do this and hope for the best. Cooked meat, that'll do. That's not the one I was looking for, but it's food. There's cooked meat, there's cooked meat, and there's beer. It'll sustain me for now. We're going to collect up a bunch of cooked meat, and then we're going to try and find the strawberries. I don't actually know how much a strawberry heals me, because obviously it's based on your max health, and I might have to do some calculations. Who knows, maybe the cooked meat is better. I have no idea. Okay, so we discovered something fairly awkward. The strawberries heal the exact same as the cooked meat, so there's genuinely no point me going for the strawberries when I have the cooked meat right here. Unless I've gained some HP levels in the meantime, and then maybe that changes everything. But for now, I'm going to stock up basically an entire invent of cooked meat, because then we'll have food for running around, and maybe that'll prevent me from dying. I'm also not entirely sure if I can attack lizard men. The chat have made a very good point that I may need Shazian favor to do that, and I didn't think about it. Honestly, it would have been way better if I'd have just done the little bit of favor while I was in Southern Kourend, but I didn't. As we all know, I'm not the best at planning ahead, and that's what this series shows a lot of, my inability to plan things for when I come back to certain regions. I mean, I'm not even coming back to the region, I'm going to Kebos, but I'm hoping it still lets me kill them, and I just don't get any favor for it, because at least then I can complete the task. Otherwise, I am soft-locked until I get myself that bit of Shazian favor, which isn't the end of the world, but it would mean that there is a single task in the Kebos region that I cannot do, and therefore cannot move on to the medium tasks. Alright, so we got ourselves a full invent of cooked meat. We are still poisoned, though. I mean, I'm going to get poisoned again anyway. But I figured, while we're here, around the soldiers, we might be able to kill ourselves a lizard man with some help. So if we find like a low health one over here, and hopefully not get destroyed, can I mean, I could attack them, so, and there we go, that's the final hit. I mean, that was way easier than I expected it to be. I completely forgot that I could just join in with the soldiers killing them, but there we go. That's the lizard man killed, and I got way too much food for this. Right, now you may be thinking, I completely missed over a task. I did. We did the Xeric Shrine one, and then we also killed the lizard man. And we will be going ahead and doing the rewards for that. So what we're going to do is we're going to spin the XP wheel for both of them, and then we'll go through and decide which rewards we are going to take. Okay, so for the Xeric Shrine task, this is the XP we're going to be offered. Spin the wheel. Definitely like that option. Regardless, we're going to spin the next one right after this. So we're going to spin the XP wheel for the lizard man kill. Let's go ahead and see what we can get from this one. Okay. Okay. It could be useful in the future. It's not so useful right now, but could be good. Right, so we got ourselves prayer and fletching. So let's list off the rewards. For the first task, which is to use the altar of the Xeric Shrine, we can have either 5,000 prayer XP, 50 trout, or a mithril sword. I'm a little bit torn on this one because I really should take the prayer XP, but the sword might be handy. I guess democracy comes in. Alright, democracy has spoken. For this reward, we are going to be going with the 5,000 prayer XP. It was a tough choice between that and the mithril sword, but because we have access to Mauritania, we can get ourselves a Wolfbane dagger, which is basically a mithril dagger, which is still a pretty good item to have. It's not as good as the mithril sword, but you know, the prayer XP is really hard to turn down. So, we are now going to be looking at the second task that we have done, which is to kill a Zizaban. We've done that. We can have ourselves either XP, 50 of each elemental rune, or 10 nature runes. And the XP is fletching. I think I want to go with the fletching, but I'll run it by the chat anyway. I don't think that the path this account has taken really bode into magic very well. Obviously, I'm 11 magic. I can't even utilize a nature rune anyway. So, the nature runes are pretty much out of the question. But I will still run the poll by them anyway, and we'll see what they say. Alright, so results are in. These guys trying so hard to troll me. They want me to take the elemental runes. But, again, XP got outvoted just about. Well, outvoted the elemental rune. So, we will be taking ourselves another 5,000 fletching XP on top of the 5,000 prayer XP we took from the other task. And yeah, we're basically done with that now. In the meantime, I did get myself a strange fruit random, which I've taken. This does actually work as an anti-poison, which is quite convenient from where we are. But the next thing I want to do is finish off the final easy task, which is to unlock the shortcut to the top of Mount Quidamortum, which essentially just means running up here. I don't know if I have to talk to him first. I don't think he's even here until I do the top part, so we are basically just going to run all the way to the top, I suppose. We got ourselves an invent of cooked meat. We also have ourselves an anti-poison, essentially. It doesn't give any immunity, though, so that's kind of bad. But we've got plenty of food to survive, so we should be okay. I'm just really grateful that I'm not doing this, like, earlier on the account without hit points levels or without defense levels or anything like that. Like, imagine I'm doing this at 10 HP. This would be absolutely brutal, trying to do this at 10 HP. So I'm so glad that it's at least a little bit into the account before we got Kebos. These tasks would have been so much harder. Wait, there's rock crabs here? I didn't know there were rock crabs in Zaya. I've spent over a year playing Overzeahlous and I never knew there were rock crabs. I knew there were sand crabs, but I never knew there were rock crabs up here. This could be useful. I mean, I would have to go get the Wolfbane and come back, but in terms of combat training, definitely could be good. Huh. With the limited access to anything else in the areas that I have, it's not the worst idea. Well, I believe all I need to do is talk to this guy, and we can finally finish off the third easy task of the area, so that is the third one done. Let's tick that one off. Alright, so the rewards for this task are the choice between an XP roll, a maple seed, or 1,000 coins. Now, we're already going to say no to the maple seed for two reasons. Well, basically the same reason. I don't have 45 farming, and even if I did, I think I actually need 65 to access the area where I can plant it. So it's a bit of a weird reward that I put on here, but it was a just in case I needed it. But yeah, I'm 10 farming, so we're going to move on from that. The 1,000 coins could be useful, but obviously it's going to depend on what we got on the wheel. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to open up the XP wheel, and we're going to spin ourselves some more XP. What do we get from this one? Okay. I mean, as much as I appreciate it, I think we're getting at the point where my skills are so high that it's like, it's one level. It's just about one level. It's not a massive amount. It's either that or 1,000 coins. Don't really know how I feel. I'll check with the chat once again. Okay, so poll results are in. We are choosing the XP. However, it has been highlighted to me that there are quite a few opportunities in this area regarding Mount Carolum, or however you meant to say that. So there is a weapon shop right here. It says axe shop, but they also sell spears. And spears aren't that bad for training. I mean, yeah, you get them on shared, but they are fairly strong. And they do sell up to rune spears. Now, naturally, I'm still 4 levels away from being able to use a rune spear anyway, and they're quite expensive, so I'd probably try and buy myself an adamant spear, which are actually only, I think, 2,000 coins, or somewhere around there. So it's definitely doable, but we haven't chosen to take the coins, so we'll just be taking the 5,000 smithing XP instead. So we're starting with 0 GP, and we need to get ourselves 2,000 coins. Now, the best option for this that I can think of is essentially to try and get ourselves a pickaxe, and try and do some smithing. Now that I think about it, though, how on earth do I get a hammer? I think it might be back to killing imps, because I know they spawn around here and they drop hammers. This could be quite a painful experience, but if we manage to do it, and we get ourselves a hammer, a pickaxe, and we go around and we can make some steel battle axes, I can sell them to the shop, then get myself an adamant spear, and then of course we do have the rock crabs over here that I can train on. That may well be the route that we go with right now. I didn't even think about the hammer situation. This is going to suck. Alright, so, the predicament we're in is that I need a pickaxe and a hammer. And the only real place that I can think of getting a hammer without leaving to go to Mauritania is to go into raids and kill scavenger beasts until they drop one. I am unarmed, level 43. This is not a practical method, but I need it. And also, the scavenger beasts also drop a pickaxe, an iron pickaxe. So that will save me a trip of trying to get myself a bronze pickaxe, which, again, I don't know where I'd get that from either. It seems like there aren't any imps outside the farming guild. I always thought there were. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the wiki's wrong. Who knows? But we're already at raids, so I figure, why not give this a try? We've got a full invent of food. I could try and flinch one. I don't know how this works. I've barely ever done raids in my life. So it's time to do my first raid on the series. No, I'm just kidding. I'm purely doing this to get the items from the scavenger beasts. Well, now we have ourselves the iron pickaxe, which is actually the better of the 2 items to get, considering that we can actually go up towards the farming guild, and in this house where you start getting ahead, I believe there is actually a hammer spawn, thanks to the chat for letting me know about that one. And we should be able to skip the whole hammer situation, and then we'll have ourselves a pickaxe and a hammer, and we'll be able to work on some smithing. Now, this is not going to be, by any means, a good smithing method. It's pretty bad, and also, in case you're wondering why I haven't eaten this yet, it's just because I want to wait until I'm not in a range where I can be poisoned, so I can use it as an anti-poison as well as energy regen. But yeah, this method is going to suck, quite honestly. I've got to do a lot of walking around. We've basically got to go from here to here to here, and then repeat. And I don't know how long this is going to take to do, but if we can get ourselves an adamant spear, it's a very good combat training weapon, and I might spend a lot of my time at rock crabs to get a whole bunch of stats up. I'll probably put it on shared, or maybe I'll just train defense. I don't really know. Actually, really unsure, because I wanted to get 40 attack, 40 strength, and then work on defense, but if I do shared, I'm going to start getting strength levels, so maybe I just do defense for now. Who knows? Anyway, the main point is, we are going to make ourselves some money, we're going to get ourselves a weapon, and then we're just going to work on training on rock crabs, probably. I think I should go for defense levels so that I can kill the rock crabs better. Anyway, now that we're out of the poison area, we can eat this, cure ourselves of poison, and see if we can find ourselves a hammer, because actually I do believe there is a spawn in here somewhere. There is the hammer, sneakily hiding in this corner. We got ourselves hammer, we got ourselves the pickaxe. This food is basically wasted because I'm going to drop it now, but you know, it's better safe than sorry. We'll get rid of all of this and just heal up to full, and probably end up dropping the rest. I don't think I need it, but we're going to go up. Wait, there are imps here. The wiki said that there were. Oh, do you know what? I don't care. We've got the hammer. It spawns there. I don't need to worry about the imps anyway, but I never know what to trust with that wiki. So, it comes up with a few problems. The original plan was to do smithing and make steel weaponry and sell it to the shop. This would be a great idea if I could mine coal. I can't. We have 15 mining on this account, which means we cannot mine coal for another 15 levels. So it looks like we're going to be mining iron for a while. Now, I could avoid doing this and just go and get the Wolfbane, which is probably going to be quicker. But I think having the 30 mining in the future would be helpful, considering in the Sears region I needed to fill a coal truck, which meant having 30 mining. So prepping it for other areas is going to be really nice anyway. So it'd be really good to have this stat for the future. It just sucks that I completely forgot that I didn't have the level to mine coal, so I can't actually make steel anyway. Yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys once I've finished power mining all of this. It might be a while. Alright, so we've been doing this for a little while now. We've already gained 4 levels, so it's actually faster than I thought it was going to be. But I felt like now was a good time to mention that next week there will be no Regional Rumble episode, and the reason for this is because I'm going to be taking a week off of streaming, and everything I do on this series is streamed, so naturally if I'm not streaming, it's not being recorded either. The other 2 series that I always post, I don't know which videos next week, I can't keep track in my head, but that will still go live. They will continue throughout that week. But yeah, I just wanted to make this clip to mention, in case anyone's wondering why there isn't an episode next week, it will be back the following week, so do not worry about that. Just taking a little bit of time off for summer. But yeah, that's pretty much that explained. So I'm going to go back to mining. We're going to get ourselves 30 eventually. It's actually not that slow at all. Honestly, I thought it was going to be way slower than this, but it's fairly good. Yeah, we need 30 for the coal so we can make steel, and then we'll be able to crack on with some combat stuff. Alright, still mining, but I wanted to quickly mention another thing. We did manage to complete all 3 of the easy tasks in the area, so that is going to allow us to move on to the medium tasks. With that said, I don't actually think any of these 3 tasks are doable, because we've got to craft a hard leather body, which requires me to complete the Getting Ahead quest, which there's a whole load of reasons why I can't do that. The first thing is I don't think I could defeat the monster at the end. I have no like ranged weapons or magic or anything I can safe spot. Secondly, I'm pretty sure it requires like 20 construction or something stupid. If I go ahead and check, I believe, where is it? Getting Ahead requires 26 construction, which I don't have, so we can't do that either. So the crafting one is out of the question. I cannot get the hides tanned, and I don't know if there's a way that I can get hard leather without doing that, so that's out of the question. To smith a mithril full helm is the only one that I could imagine is even possible, but I would have to get myself some mithril ore, and I don't really know where I would do that. The only place I can think of in this area to get mithril ore would be killing sulfur lizards, which requires 44 slayer, so again, not doable. And the last one is to kill a lizard man shaman. Now, even if I thought I could do this from a combat perspective, I can't do it because I believe you need 100% shades in favor to even attempt this, so that's out of the question as well. But there's still good tasks for the future. When we come back to the Kebos lowlands in the future, we could be able to attempt them, and it is nice to get rid of all of the easy tasks. Regardless, with that said, we've got another 7 levels to go until we can mine coal and be able to make ourselves some money, and then obviously get onto the rock crabs. And there we go. That's going to be 30 mining. We can now mine coal. I've dropped myself all this iron ore, which I probably shouldn't have done. We're going to have to divvy this up so we have the exact amounts to smelt, but we can now go ahead and make ourselves some steel, get ourselves some steel weaponry. That didn't take too long at all. I have no idea what time I started, but even still, it didn't take that long. Still. Anyway, moving on, we are going to make ourselves a steel weaponry. We're going to be selling it off to the shop, and I might be able to do this in 1 invent. I'm not entirely sure. I may have to do 2, but we're going to get ourselves some money, get ourselves an adamant spear, and we're probably going to try and kill some rock crabs. I might need more food, so I may have to go back to that cooked meat spawn, as embarrassing as that is. It'd still be nice to get some defense levels though, so I'm probably going to smack the XP into defense while we're training that, because then we can just train our defense flat. Obviously, a spear can only do shared or defense, so I think I'd rather do that than start getting some more strength levels. But yeah, so we're going to go make ourselves some steel weaponry, and we'll get ourselves some money. Sweet. We just hit 31 mining and a total level of 700. I'm also doing this in 2 trips, because the anvil is one heck of a walk, and I feel like doing like 2 lots of steel bars is just so much better than worrying too much about doing 7 at a time. Is that 7 at a time? I don't know. Anyway, the point is, we're doing 2 lots at once so I can get more done. It also means I can make more axes, and I think that may allow me to buy the spear.
We shall find out. I think I'm mining too much iron here, actually, so I might need to go back and mine more coal. Digressing. Yeah, we just got ourselves 700 total level. Pretty cool. Alright, we made ourselves 6 Warhammers. I was going to make battle axes, but I realised I don't actually have the level. It doesn't really matter too much, though, because there's only a slight difference. How much do we lose on this? I think I'm going to hop every single one, just so I can get the most out of these, and that should allow me to buy an adamant spear by the end of this. So we're going to go sell off all 6 of these, I think I've got. I mean, I can't see at the moment, because I'm in the middle of hopping worlds, which takes ages, apparently. Can we hop the world, please? There we go. Yes, so a total of 6. We're going to sell off all of these, and we'll definitely have enough for the spear by the end of it. So let's sell all of these and get ourselves an adamant spear. And there goes the last steel warhammer. That is 2,304 coins. And if we go over, I'll just have a quick look at the rune spear. It is 20k. I don't even have 40 attacks. There's not much point. But the adamant spear is 2,080 coins. Let's go ahead and buy that. That gives us a fairly decent weapon, which we're going to put on defensive. I have no armor. I really don't know how this is going to go, but I have made a revolutionary discovery, and that is that I can also get cooked meat from this little hut over here. I did actually know this was here, it didn't really cross my mind when I was trying to find the food in the first place, especially because I was originally looking for strawberries and not cooked meat. I've passed it so many times on my way to the Farming Guild on different series. But yeah, there is a cooked meat there, so I can stock up with that food, and then we're probably just going to go ahead over to rock crabs. I don't know how much damage I'm going to take. It may be a lot, but the best way to find out is just to throw myself straight into it and see how it goes. I would say the advantage is now we've unlocked the shortcut, but the problem is I'd have to get all the way down here just to get up here. Now, I guess for food, it's not bad, considering that's where the cooked meat spawns, and I just have to run from here to here. But if this does go bad and I need to come back here, it's going to be a little bit inconvenient. Regardless, though, I'm going to be heading over there and trying this out. I think I'm going to drop this hammer because it's fairly easy to get back. There's a spawn just over there, but I am going to keep hold of the pickaxe so we don't have to worry about getting that again. I also did make myself an axe because I had an extra steel bar on me. And this is just in case I want to chop down trees or anything in the future. Probably just a waste of inventory space, to be honest. Regardless, though, we do have an axe as well, and we've got some leftover coins. Let's get ourselves some cooked meat, gonna fill up this whole invent, and we're gonna go kill rock crabs. Alright, so we are comfortably positioned at rock crabs. I've currently got myself situated between 2 different spawns. I don't know if there's a better option for this, but even if there were, I'm not going to be using it because it takes me a while to kill them, and I don't want to be taking too much damage. There's 14 defense, very nice. We've gained 4 defense levels so far. It's actually been really quick. Also, I have been enlightened that I can simply go into raids and come out again, and it just re-heals me entirely. So what I might actually do is just sit here with rapid heal on. And then when I finally run out of prayer points and my health gets low as well, I can go into raids, come back out, and, you know, prayer points are back, health's back. Especially if I'm training defense, I don't think I'm going to take too much damage. So this could be really sustainable, and I might not even need the food. But I will still keep the food anyway, just for the sake of having it. But I'm just going to train a whole load of defense levels now. I don't think there's anything really I can get from rock crabs, but if there is, I will put it in the video. But yeah, we've got our trusty adamant spear and a whole load of defense XP. Let's go. Okay, so we've been training ourselves some defense. We are now at 27, but I quickly want to mention this point that we have added the XP. Now that it's gone past the 6-hour mark, we have added ourselves the XP into smithing, which has given us level 40, into fletching, which gave us level 37, and then also into prayer, that's the last one, which gave us 38. So yeah, they're the 3 stats that we got to train in between this time. There are rewards from the tasks. We didn't take any of the materialistic rewards. Yeah, most of this is going to be trained defense. I have a decent opportunity to do it, and quite honestly, the opportunity to do other things aren't that great, and all of the bosses that I have access to in this region are just not doable. I mean, we have Mauritania and Kebos, and the Barrows Brothers are not considered a boss in this series, mainly because when they were originally added, they were considered a minigame, and I like to keep it like that. So there's not really any bosses I can actually even kill. So I'm not going to bother trying to go for any bosses. There's 28 defense. We are just going to work on getting our combat stats up, because who knows? The next region we get may have a boss that I need combat, well, melee stats to beat, and we'll have to take care of that then. I've just realized I need to transfer something off of this account, and I will deal with that momentarily. Alright, so that's fixed. If anyone's wondering what I actually did, I still had a burning amulet on, and the reason I have that is because I use it to assign my prayer XP when I get a prayer XP reward, which I did before. Because I go to the Chaos Altar in the Wilderness, and burning amulet just gets me there really quick, I simply forgot to transfer it back to the other account. It doesn't give any stats, it made absolutely no difference, it was just a silly little error on my half. Normally I remember to do that stuff, but anyway. We'll go back to Train Defense. Like I said, it made absolutely no difference. The amulet does not give stats. It was purely for teleports. But yeah, I've completely messed up this rock crab spot now, so I'm going to have to work on fixing this. And training more defense. I may actually get 40 if I stay here. I don't know how good that will be, because getting rune armor, as easy as it is in most areas, it's really expensive. So it might not be practical, but we'll just have to see. Alright, that's going to be 38 defense. Going to finish this rock crab kill. Do we get any coins? Nope. We get regular seaweed. I actually haven't had a single piece of edible seaweed this entire time, by the way. I've got 120 of them, which, to be fair, it's like 1 in 64, so it's not that ridiculous. Right, the reason I've stopped at 38 is because I do want to get 40 defense before, like, properly stopping. However, it has come to my attention that we can abuse the way this series works to complete a task in the Mauritania region, and that is to grow onions. Now that we're in an area where I can actually obtain onion seeds by picking these onions over here, and don't get me wrong, this is going to be brutal to do because there's only 4 spawns of it, we can actually get onion seeds, which means I can then go over to Mauritania, as it is my second region, and I can plant the seeds and complete a task. The task is to fully grow them, by the way, so it's not just planting them, I have to actually fully grow them, and if they die, I've failed the task. So I probably will be keeping an eye on them anyway. But just the idea that I'm able to do this task by using essentially this mechanic built into the series is something that's so exciting to me. It's the kind of things that I really wanted to do when I first came up with the idea, and it's complementing each other in regions. I've got to be honest, I did not expect Kebos and Mauritania to have a good pairing, but you get to this point and you're just like, I'll take what I can get. One side thing that I've also realized, again, by complementing the two regions together, there is a medium task that is to craft a hard leather body in the Kebos region. Now, if I was solely locked to Kebos, I would have to complete the Getting Ahead quest, which I've mentioned earlier on in the episode, and that has a whole load of requirements and difficulties as to why I can't do it. However, Mauritania has a tannery, so once again, we can use our second region to help us. As long as I actually make the body in the Kebos region, everything else is fine. I can tan the hide elsewhere as long as I actually make the body in this region, which I will be able to do by using the tannery there, so we will be able to complete a medium task as well. I've had a lot of time to think while killing the rock crabs. Like I said, we're at 38 defense. I don't know what the last clip was before this. I was probably like 27 or something like that. And we've been doing it for the last hour. So I've had a lot of time to think about this, and I'm so happy that this stuff actually works. And I haven't got a single onion seed yet, which is annoying. But yeah, the fact that I can use both regions to complement each other and complete these tasks is absolutely amazing. Oh, there we go. I didn't even notice. I've been picking onions for way too long. We've finally got our third seed. I'm going to babysit the patch when this grows. I'm not letting it die. It took me so long to get these seeds. I don't want to have to do that again. We got ourselves the 3 onion seeds. I guess we head over to Mauritania now. I gotta make sure there's nothing else I need because it is a long way. We are basically on the opposite side of the map, and the timer will not stop when I transfer between regions. As always, that's the way it works. It's the penalty from going between regions. I think I've got everything. Even for the hard leather body, I can kill the undead cows for cowhide. I don't need to worry about killing the cows that are just up here. I mean, I could go ahead and kill them, but that's just a waste of time. Alright. Well, we are going to move from Kebos to Mauritania. Let's go. Right, we are here in the Mauritania region. Well, I have stopped by Drizzle because I want to get myself another Wolfbane, just in case we need it later on. I don't have to come back. And we're going to go ahead into Mauritania now. This still counts, by the way, because it is a dungeon connected to Mauritania, just in case you're wondering. So, we're in Mauritania, our second region. And we have ourselves the 3 onion seeds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the farming patch. We're going to plant these, and then I'm going to train defense on the cows right here so that I can keep an eye on the plant, and if it ever gets diseased, I will go and cure it instantly. And that way, we don't have to worry about it dying. Hopefully. I can't see any reason why this would be a problem. It shouldn't die. But if it does, then I may have to go and get more seeds. Right, we're going to go ahead and compost this patch just to give it an extra chance of survival. I'm not going to bother making regular compost. It's really not worth doing. We don't actually have any plant cures in here, but I believe I can buy them from the farming shop right over there. And if not, I'm pretty sure I can buy it from Lyra right here. So I'm not going to worry too much. We're going to hope it doesn't die, or doesn't get diseased, should I say. But if it does, I'm going to be standing right here killing cows, and I'll just run around and get it cured so that it won't actually die and it'll only get diseased and skip a stage, which is totally fine. We are going to work on getting ourselves 40 defense, and then I'm going to start training attack with maybe the Wolfbane Dagger or potentially a Mithril Scimitar from the task reward if I choose to not go with the XP. It really does depend what it lands on. And that is going to be 40 defense. We can now wear Rune Armor. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, in terms of money to buy it, I'm probably not ever going to have like a decent amount of money unless I get like Desert and I can do Agility Pyramid, which also sells Rune Armor as well. So I guess that's possible, but I'm probably going to need like to carry over coins for stuff like that. And there you go, the onions are done. And they didn't get diseased once, so all my paranoia was for absolutely nothing at all. We are going to run around. This is actually perfect timing. Going to run around and harvest ourselves some onions. And we'll be able to tick off that task for the Mauritania area. Something that I didn't think I was going to be able to do in this episode. Unfortunately, the third one cannot be done. I need to complete my cow fight task before I can actually do it, as I need to get a task from Majkna. And that can't be done while I currently have a task. So, we will go over here, dig ourselves some onions, and that is task complete. Okay, for the completion of this task, we have a choice between 5,000 XP, a Mithril Scimitar, or 20 lobsters. Now, lobsters aren't very viable for this, but I think it is going to be a tie between the Mithril Scimitar and the 5,000 XP. I think it's really going to depend on where this XP lands. If it is on one of my stats that are above 40, I will probably go with the Scimitar. If it lands on Prayer, I'll probably take the Prayer XP. But we are going to go ahead and we're going to check out what XP we're going to get from this, and then we'll decide whether we want to take the XP or the Scimitar. So, let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Alright, I was saying this. Now I'm really torn. You see, the issue with this, I think I'd get 40, which unlocks Protect from Missiles. I do have the Wolfbane. I don't necessarily need the Scimitar, but could be really nice to have. Well, I'm going to let Democracy decide. The chat can tell me what I should take, because I'm pretty stuck. Alright, Democracy has spoken. 5k XP. We're taking the Prayer XP. I really didn't want it to land on Prayer because I felt so torn by this. But it's going to have to be 5k XP will get us to 40, which is Protect from Ranged. And it is quite useful. I can't deny that. And we do have the Wolfbane Dagger, so it's not like I can't train attack. It just would have been nice to use a Scimitar. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and take the 5,000 Prayer XP, which I will be adding after the 3-hour mark. Right, we are going to prep ourselves for the medium task in the Kebos area by giving ourselves one hard lever, which will allow us to make a hard lever body. I'm going to put the rest into soft leather, so we've got a little bit of armor for us to use. I can go ahead and make everything else here, but I have to make the hard leather body while in Kebos, otherwise the task does not count. I don't know if I've mentioned that on video yet, but just for the sake of the video, I'm going to reiterate that and make sure it's clear. This stuff is normally quite expensive in this shop, so we'll hopefully be able to afford this without too much problem. Let's go ahead and make ourselves some leather chaps, but just one. We don't need to make a body. I guess I'll make van braces. I don't know what's better, the van brace or the gloves. Can I make a coif? No, I don't have the level. We're not that far off. We'll make ourselves a cowl. And then just slap on some leather boots, I suppose. And there we go. And now we've got the hard leather ready. We can make it into a hard leather body, but I have to go and make it in Kebos, as I said before, otherwise the task does not count. So, I think that's going to be it for Mauritania. We've got ourselves another task done, which was really nice. But I think I'm going to make my way all the way back to Kebos so we can get ourselves this medium task complete. Okay, so we're back in the Kebos lowlands, and now if I go ahead and make this into a hard leather body, there we go. That is a medium task done in the Kebos area. Smash that one off the list. Now, the rewards for this medium task are 50,000 XP, a rune scimitar, or 2 maple seeds. Now, as we can see from the stats, I mean, this is probably blurred out, but we have 11 farming, so the maple seed is never going to do us any favors, so let's just forget that that's on there. But we do have the choice between 50,000 XP and a rune scimitar. We don't have 40 attack, though, so we're probably going to end up going with the XP, just because I think by the time I get 40 attack, it's going to be a little bit worthless. But we're going to go ahead and check what the XP is. Anyway, I would really like this one to be on prayer. I doubt it will be, given that the previous one was on prayer. But if we can get it on a good skill, 50,000 XP could go a long way. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel for 50,000 XP. That is just about on prayer. I had to like look in really close, but that is just about on prayer. We managed to land the 50,000 XP on prayer. I did not expect that to happen. I thought it was going to stop on fire making. That's massive. Do you know, I don't even... I'm going to poll this with the chat, but forget the rune scimitar that I'm hardly going to use. This would put us all the way to 43 prayer. I mean, it put us past 43, but it will mean we have all of the protection prayers by the end of this. That's amazing. Even still, I'm going to ask the chat and see if they troll me. But yeah, that's 50,000 prayer XP if we want it. Okay, so God bless the chat, they didn't troll me this time. We are going with the 50,000 prayer XP. That is massive. We're going to get ourselves all the protection prayers. I haven't worked out exactly what level it gets me to, but I'm almost certain it goes over 43. Based on the current XP we've got. That is absolutely huge for the account. The rune scimitar would have been really nice had we had 40 attack and a carryover, but we don't, so XP is a lot better in this situation. Yeah, so that's gonna be a lot of prayer XP. I'm so glad that landed on prayer. Anyway, now that we're done with that, I don't really have much else that I really want to do apart from train some stats. I do want to go ahead and get 40 attack, and yes, I look ridiculous right now. And because we didn't choose the Mithril Scimitar, we are going to be doing this with a Wolfbane. I do still have the Addy Spear, but because spears can only train in controlled or defensive, I want a weapon that can train purely in attack, which obviously the Wolfbane gives me the ability to do. So we're going to go back to the boring grind of killing rock crabs. I don't think there's anything else I want to spend this week on. So we've got 3.5 hours. Maybe I'll think of something in the meantime, but for now, we're going to try and push our attack at least towards 40, and then I might try and train some strength, or maybe I delve into something else. And that is going to be 40 attack. We are still combat level 53, and that is because we added all of the prayer XP. In the meantime, we are now at 48 prayer with the 55k we added on. We had 50k for the medium task and then 5k from a normal easy task. So yeah, that's now unlocked all of the protection prayers. We've also got ourselves Eagle Eye, Mystic Might, and Retribution, which is never going to be handy, but why not have it anyway. Also 1 level off of Redemption, which can be useful for raids, I think. I've seen people use it on, I think it's Vespula or something like that. I don't know how practical it is, but yeah, it'd be cool to have it anyway. For now, I think I'm actually going to stop with training combat. We've got flat 40s across the board, and I don't know. I think I'd rather keep it as that than bother training anything else. I think the next step that I want to do is actually just do a whole load of mining. We don't really have a great opportunity to train anything else here, and mining is going to be needed in the future anyway. So, going back up to Mount Caroline, and doing some mining and some smithing while we're up here probably is how I best spend my time. There's not going to be much more to do for this episode, but I'm trying to look towards the future. If I could train agility, I would. I don't think there's a way for me to train agility, not realistically. There might be like some sort of shortcut that I could jump over repeatedly, but not really practical. So yeah, I think I'm going to work on mining and smithing, because pretty much every area I go to is going to have some way of training combat. I don't think I need to worry too much about it. I think having flat 40s in my melee stats is really good. If I could train magic, I would do that, but I'm going to wait for a better region for that one. So, we are going to head back up to Mount Caroline, and we are essentially just going to work on mining and smithing. It's just going to be skilling for the rest of the episode. There won't be much to show. I also don't know if I've mentioned this in a clip, but I've accidentally kept the spade from the leprechaun in Mauritania. I'm hoping this doesn't come back to bite me, because there isn't one in the leprechaun right now. I know I only had one, and if I go to a region that has a leprechaun but not a farming shop, I might be left out of a spade. I don't know if you can buy them from the gardeners, and I've also gone the complete wrong way. I'm kind of hoping you can, because otherwise I might end up losing this. Anyway, we are going to head up to Mount Caroline and get started on some mining and smithing. Alright, so slight change of plans. I'm actually not going to train smithing, and the reason for that is we already have 40, and smithing is on the XP wheel, which means there's a good chance we're going to end up getting smithing XP from tasks in the future, and we will just get funneled XP in smithing anyway. And mining is probably going to be more useful in the future, so I might as well just power mine iron, especially given that the smithing method here is pretty bad. And we do have a decent mining spot, so I think I'm just going to solely focus on power mining iron, getting as much iron XP, getting as much mining XP as I possibly can, and just see how many mining levels we can finish off this episode with. Kind of just glanced over the fact that I just got 40 mining, just spamming through it. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half, I think, since I last recorded. That's 40 mining. We have 40 smithing as well. Like I said, smithing XP can come from tasks, so I'm not too worried about that. I am just going to continuously power mine for the rest of the episode. Get as much mining XP as I can. This will help if we ever have to mine anything in a future area for ores, for a quest, or whatever it may be. It's a decent opportunity to mine here, so I'm trying to make the most of it. I think Asgarnia would also be really good, but then there's so many things in Asgarnia. I don't want to be spending my time doing something that I could have done in a different region. So, yeah, the rest of the episode is going to be mining. I'll probably see you at the end of the timer, so in about an hour and 10 minutes. There's not much more to say, really. I'll see you guys at the end of the episode. Okay, 3, 2, 1. That is going to be time up. We have finished another region of Regional Rumble. That's another week done. Just a quick reminder, next week is not going to have a video. I am taking the next week off. I will be back the week after that, so we're just skipping 1 week, and then we'll be back to normal routine. To be honest, Kebos and Mauritania actually gave me more than I thought it would. When I first rolled Kebos, I thought, dear God, this is going to suck. But it was actually pretty good. We got 44 mining in the end. We got ourselves flat 40s in our combat stats. We got the 48 prayer from doing the medium task. That was absolutely amazing. Yeah, we got quite a lot of good unlocks. Definitely underestimated these regions. But it is time up, and we are going to need to roll ourselves the next region. Okay, so for the next episode, not next week, but the next episode, we are going to roll ourselves the first region. What do we get for week number 10? I'll take it. I will take that one. I will take that. Happy. Happy frog. And for the next region, our second region of week 10, What do we get? Do you know what? I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's an interesting one. We'll take that as well. Pretty good. So, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a good week, guys.